you've coached now. This will be your 57th year.
Yep.
And you started the program. You've over 400 wins, 4 state championships, all sorts of coaching honors, Hall of Fames, all that stuff. How you doing, Coach?
It's been a great run and a very unique run. We've been started out slow. I was the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator. We had 17 boys out, grades 7 through 12, so that was good. I mean, you got to learn to be humble because you're going to get killed. But now I've mentioned to the group at the end of last year that I'd like to do one more year. Last year we won it. We were 13-0. Everybody said, well, he's going to retire. He's going to walk out. It has nothing to do with it. The scoreboard has nothing to do with why I coach. This year we were 5-5, and they said, well, he'll quit for sure because we lost 5 games. Well, it has nothing to do with that. It's all about why I'm doing it, what's my goal, what's my purpose.
You mentioned goal and purpose. A lot of people, they think of those as the same thing, but I've talked to you enough to know those are 2 different things for you. What's the difference between your goal and your purpose as a football coach here at Becker?
To last in this business for 57 years, and anybody asks me, how do you do it? It's that saying, you've got to have a real clear picture of what your goal is and a real clear picture of what your purpose is. Why am I doing this? I've coached 700 games or whatever it is, and my goal has been to win every game. My purpose is to impact young people and create a situation that I'm a role model for my players and then to my community. I need to be a role model to my community. That's been very important. That at the end of that game, I lose 14-13. I still never embarrassed my community. I never embarrassed my school. We shake hands. We go off the field. We fix the things we can fix on Monday, and we try to win the game on Friday.
What brought you to Becker 57 years ago? And then immediately you started FCA, right? Or pretty quick. Yep. Started football, started FCA. Why was that so important to you?
Well, it's because of this wonderful lady that I was terribly in love with when I was in college at St. Cloud. She had one more year of school. She had to student teach and then graduate. Well, I needed to be close enough, so the only place I ever interviewed was 25 miles away, was at Becker. And so I got the job. I was coaching all 3 seasons. This young lady said, yes, I'll marry you, which was great. One of the best things I ever did. We got married and we lived in Becker. She commuted, and then she got a teaching job here and taught for 30-some years as well. We had 17 kids out for football, and we had to put 11-man squad together, and we struggled to say the least, but it was all good. But my purpose was to impact those 17 kids, and then the 25 kids, then the 50 kids, now the 500 kids that I'm dealing with in Becker football. And then right along with that, we started FCA right away because I had a great impact traveling all over the world. As I was growing up, sports were my connect to a school. I could have a FCA group where I could share, hey, this is my faith. This is what gets me up every morning. This is what puts me to sleep every night. Philippians, it talks about, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. I can share that with kids.
Yeah.
This is who I am, and I can share that with them through FCA. I can model it in a public school. I can't say those same things on a Friday night after the game, but I can model that, and I can invite them to FCA.
You got a kid in the NFL. You got people coaching, former players that, besides the thousands that you've coached, their kids, their families, beyond that, the impact. I got a chance to talk with your son who's down in Redwood, and he talked about, that's the example that you said is what he wants to do. He wants to plant in Redwood, and he's been there, I think, 20 years now. Can you talk about your family a little bit? The legacy of, because I know sports and Jesus, that's you, but then that's also your kids and now your grandkids and the impact that they're having beyond and beyond.
Yeah, they say, hey, what's your legacy? My wife doesn't know how many wins I've had. She doesn't care. That isn't it. It's by what can I leave behind to continue that message of who I am. And that is my kids, my grandkids. And I'll have some great grandkids, hopefully, that I can impact. But that's my legacy. They continue this message of reaching out to kids, impacting them in a way that you can't in the classroom. Education is wonderful, but you can't learn those things in a book, in a classroom, that you can learn on a team. You come into our locker room, I'll show you what life should be like. Caring for each other, helping each other out. It's not about me and it's not about you, it's about us. If everybody had that culture in the classroom, in the hallway, all the time, we'd be in a better world. They had some of the most outstanding FCA events in Edina this year, and my granddaughter, who's a sophomore, was the center of all of that. My 8th grader in the middle school was the #1 recruiter for their FCA, according to their huddle leader down there. He said, this Luke is amazing. He'll invite everybody. And they have 100 kids. I'll go down to speak to their group, and there's 100 of them there at a Friday morning at 7 o'clock. Well, that's my legacy. My son down in Redwood has got an FCA group every Friday. They go to Bethel and do their camp work. I did that many, many years. As you get older, it's a little harder to sleep in that dorm room when it's 100 degrees. And so I've passed that on to those guys. I can do and pray for them, but that's my legacy. They need to continue that. And I feel so blessed to have that. And then the wife that has that unconditional love for me, no matter what happens. Home is a good place.
Love it. You talked about the locker room, the unity. One of the things I love about sports is that it teaches you things that go well beyond the field or the court or whatever you're a part of, right? What have you learned, or is maybe probably a lot? I know you've taught a lot too, but what is maybe one thing that sports has taught you about life, about faith?
Yeah. Who was the best servant ever? It was our Lord, our King, the best servant ever. And that's what I try to model. When you come out for my team, I'm going to serve you. I'm going to do everything I can to make you a better person and a better player. And my coaches, I'm going to serve them. I'm going to serve my wife. I want her to feel so important, so valued every day. That's my attitude of servitude. And in the locker room, that's what we do. We serve each other. That's the message I need. When I get that across to them, we're going to have a really, really good year. It's not about me. It's what can I do to make our community better. And and when you graduate from my team and you go on to somewhere else, go into your community and serve it. And what can I do to make this a better community? What can I do and walk out in the halls and make this school a better place?
Have you thought about the impact over the last 57 years? I know in Becker and beyond, I mean, you're like Grand Marshal of parades. They got your name on the scoreboard already while you're still coaching. Have you thought about the impact and what that means?
You know, I hope it's had a real impact. I really do. I get emotional when I talk about that because I think Jeremiah talks about go to a place and plant your seed and prosper. And that's what we did. We could have moved many times, but this is where we wanted to stay. This is where the Lord kept us. The Lord is saying, stay here and impact your community, impact your school. I like the example. I've used that many times. You can take an apple, you can cut the apple, and you can count the seeds, but you can never, ever count the apples. And that's what we've done for 57 years here, is plant seeds.